todos y bienvenidos a Coffee Break con Melissa. Yo soy Melissa y estoy acompañada por
María Camargo, terapista de Lutheran Social Services, terapista en español y en inglés.
Excellent. Yay.
En español.
In español. Yes, guys. What better way to bring in and welcome Hispanic Heritage Month than a little español and a little, we got the vibe.
Heritage,
we brought the vibe to you.
Yes.
And hopefully you enjoy this episode because I know we will. And so hope you're all having a great week. Like Maria said, this is Maria. She's a therapist here at LSSI. How long?
It's been therapist. It's been, I think, 2 years.
Okay.
And then I was doing FSS, where it's like casework work for about a year before joining therapy, counseling. Yes.
Awesome.
It was a good change. I do miss casework though. It's a little bit more busier there. And now we're just a bit more quiet, kind of working on the sidelines sometimes feels like. So it's a little different.
Oh,
but
nice.
It's a good change. Sometimes you get to know the clients and you get to know different things and work with them more like hands-on sometimes, like internally, and then go from there. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So it's been 2 years in the same position. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, not planning to change that right now though, but it's a good one. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I mean, a lot of people start in one role and then
transition.
Evolve and serve in a different way.
Yeah,
that's really.
I think
growth is about.
Yeah, because then you wanna make sure you're growing in all the areas or like at least get to a point where you are also kind of dipping your toes in some other areas that you might also enjoy working with.
Exactly.
That way you just, you have a variety of things to do. And I feel like LSSI does that. Like, if there's an opportunity for you to grow, you take just all the paths that you can take and go from there.
No, that's really nice. Really nice. But what are we drinking? Because, everybody wants to know that in the beginning. Let's get our beverage.
So I believe this is a nice matcha. I do like matcha, so I'm going into the matcha position right now. So I'm watching TikToks on how to make matcha.
Really?
Yes, not an expert yet.
Is there science to it? Like, it's
apparently there is. I wasn't aware, apparently, and I don't know how confirmation this, but some of the things that I've watched and seen on is the greener that the matcha is, like the more vibrant it is, the newer it is, like the more, the more new it is, and then the older one, it's obviously a little older, like the more greener it is.
Because matcha is like fancy green tea, right?
Yes, kind of thing. It's like ceremonial, supposedly Japanese green tea. And then there's a lot of like different, I guess, qualities and varieties that you can find nowadays. Like you can buy them at Target. You can definitely get them from Amazon forever. This is not a sponsorship. But yes, you can get it from now. Like I just got one from the one that I see just to see which one I like best. And that's the thing that changes. Sometimes the flavor tastes with different brands. It's like kind of coffee kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So different flavors give you different ones. And then if you change the milk, right? Like if you buy oat milk or coconut milk or like just regular whole milk or 2%, whatever, it also kind of tastes differently. Depending on what you want
for sure.
But then you can also vary it because right now we're in season of pumpkin, pumpkin spice and everything nice, whatever. Yes, now you get to add pumpkin into those, or you can add like a banana cream, which is what I'm doing.
You have been watching TikTok videos.
Yes,
you're
girl.
Oh my gosh,
gotta find some cooking skills.
That's so good. Sometimes. Well, I haven't tried this, so let's see what we got.
Have you ever tried it before?
Years ago.
Okay.
So
all right. Well, I hope you like it. I think it's good.
Okay, on 3. 1,
2, 3. Okay.
Yum.
What do you?
I can get on board with this.
Okay, what do you taste?
It tastes green, like green cold milky tea. Exactly what it is.
Green cold milky tea. Okay, I can see that description. Yes, it is milky.
Very basic description.
Milk. No, it's not. It's just it's kind of touching the base of that one.
This is made with almond milk and a splash of sugar. Thanks, Phil. It's really good, y'all. It's missing that the ice kind of melted something, but it's nice and cold.
Still cold, and
it tastes really healthy. So thank you. And thank you for picking it. What was your idea? So
I mean, thanks. I thanks for giving me my matcha of the day today.
Oh, yay.
Yes, I didn't have to prepare it this morning, so there was that one. But yeah, it just changes the different ones.
Okay.
If you were to pick a drink, which one would you pick?
Like for today?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I would just choose this. Like I've already done, I've had so many lattes that I love them, but I'm just like, I got to give you guys something else. And I don't know what that thing is. So I'm just going to stick with what I got. Okay. I think it's a good choice.
Yes, yes.
I'm not craving anything else right now. Like I'm truly happy with that.
Okay.
Like,
well, I hope to like it. See how it goes in the future.
Thank you.
I can, as my transition becomes in my TikTok era of matchas.
Okay, thank you.
I'll bring you guys some. Yes.
And as you talked about pumpkins,
look at our pumpkins.
Yes.
It's literally on fall season.
Yes, you guys.
And oh my gosh, we have the pumpkin, we have a plant. Actually, what plant is this one? Yes. And then we have a book.
Yes.
Do you want to, what's the book about?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Yes.
So in an effort to bring you continuous quality, we have expanded the studio to now include this lovely accent table and some interior design items. Like she said, we've got the flower. It has a butterfly accent inside. We got the lovely pumpkin. And as a bonus show and tell from last week, if you watched that, I talked about this book, and we had this whole talk about book covers and how I ended up picking up a black and gold Edgar Allan Poe book at Five Below.
Okay.
Here it is.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it cute?
I love that it's kind of giving that Halloween vibe that it's got transitioning into after the pumpkin.
Yes, it's striking. And it has like a skull inside the time glass thing, whatever.
Yes.
So I got this book for my nephew, actually.
Okay.
I have to send this back to him and then buy my own copy. Okay. Go back to Five Below. But I bought this for him, and he went back to Arizona, and this didn't go back with him, so I'm going to mail it to him. And in the meantime, I've been using it at home as home decor. Okay. For some.
Have you ever read one of their books?
Yes. I read back in high school or even middle school. Have you heard of, there's a story, A Telltale Heart? That's a classic.
I believe I read that one, and for the love of me, I do not remember what.
But it was good though, right? Do you remember that?
I kind of remember. Yeah. I mean, if it's kind of registered in my brain right now, it is.
Yes, it was good. Yes, it was really good. I'm gonna. Well, if you want to borrow this, you can. Okay. All right. Yeah, perfect. And catch up on your Edgar Allan Poe.
I know. Yes.
Okay, guys. Let's talk. We're having too much fun here. Let's do a little work. We talked about drinks. Do you have a favorite thing about LSSI?
I do have. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I forgot. It's always a thing. See, there's different things about LSSI, right? It's different areas of it. I do like I'm just gonna talk about my team, right? I do like the supportive environment that we have on my team. So, for example, if there is like anything that we're like kind of struggling with, right? There's always kind of like stepping up or like guiding you to do better, right? So I really like that about LSSI, because it just, if I'm having a rough day, I don't want, I just don't want a team that is just going to make me feel worse, right? I want a team that kind of like will inspire me or will kind of, we're going to go back to be together in the same route and go for that. So I really like about that. Our team is very supportive, I think. We're very, I don't know, we're like this.
Tight.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So I feel like that's what I really like. I also like, my supervisor is Chris. I will also shout out to him. So he has been pulling through lately. But he's very supportive. He's always willing to listen and kind of help you and solve problems as you need it. He's always kind of, there if you need him to. So I really love about him. I've had other supervisors who have always been the same way. So I don't know if this is just an LSSI requirement of supervisors to be there all the time. But I really appreciate that, because every time that I have a question or every time that I need something, like I have like a court report to be signed up, right? He's he's there to do that. So I don't be screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs for him to be answering my phone calls. But that's something that I really love about LSSI. I love the people in here. I love the environment so far. It's pretty good. I would like to say that I say hi to pretty people that I know. So it's good. It doesn't feel too toxic. It's pretty good. So recommend.
Well, that's good.
Yes. So that's one.
Keep our toxic levels low, on the low side.
Yes, we're like lowering those. We should probably put a sign out there. It says toxic, and then we'll just put it down, and then that should be our profile picture in some of those pages. I think that might be a good remembrance of that, especially nowadays where outside is very toxic. And I'm just saying that because in counseling we deal with that a lot with clients, very toxic environments.
Oh my gosh!
So it's good to know that.
Yes.
So that is one thing I do really like about LSSI.
Yeah, because you're helping people like process their trauma, and like some people.
Yes.
Do you find that parents don't agree with some that why their kids are in care?
Yes.
Denial or just anger.
Yeah, and it could be a lot of those reasons and a lot of other ones, right? They have the reasonings of how the situation came to be. And at least as a counselor, it's very important that you do understand that point, right? Like not always fighting with them. I think from the very beginning, when I started counseling, at least here, it's very different from what I did before. And you have to come to an understanding of where they are, so that you can also process what happened, right? Because at least, it's very different from therapy outside, right? You're going outside and you're dealing with the problems that you're struggling with, and you are there for like a specific thing, right? And usually, I've never been in that position. Counselors will like look outside for answers for that one. So it's just kind of like a, weekly thing or monthly thing, whatever, when it's outside. When it's in-house, right? We get sometimes, information from outside resources like caseworker or other programs or Help Core One and all this kind of thing, right? When you get referred, we also have the integrated assessment, which kind of describes a lot of the history of the client that we're seeing, a lot of their experience through life, the reason why they came into care. So some of those reasons you do have to address them to kind of, process everything that they've been gone through. And so sometimes they might not be in the position for them to kind of, process how everything is on paper, right? And that's a very big difference. Like some of them have a different story from the one that you have on paper, and it's important to listen to their stories too. So some of them, they don't, they have that challenging time because it's very common. Like your kids your kids were removed from your house. You might understand why, you might not understand why, you might know why, you might not know why, you don't know how long it's going to be long. So it's a lot of like that anger, that sadness, that overwhelming feeling. You have all these services to get through. You have all, the kids we're kind of going through, and then there's me that I'm trying to get you into sessions, and it's kind of like coming at them like from very different angles, and it does get overwhelming. So it's a lot of those feelings they kind of are faced, especially when you bring up the reason why it is, because it's very overwhelming. Like that's kind of the point where everything changed, and we have to kind of address that. So sometimes you have to be willing to listen and kind of develop that skill also on understanding from their point of view and work from that side moving forward, because part of working with them is developing that relationship, right? Your client feeling comfortable with you, as well as yourself, right? If we're in different pages of the book, we're not gonna get much done.
And that trust is you're actually here to help me. You're trying to help me.
Yes.
You believe in me, and you're working towards a goal.
Yeah.
But as you're saying that, I'm thinking like add to all that is difficult enough, but if you add a language barrier to the mix.
Yes.
Have you experienced that? Or see how that plays out?
I think on my side, I would like to say that I speak Spanish fluently. I will say that sometimes I do have my blank moments where I'm like trying to find the words in Spanish and in English. But I have heard that experience because just not only with myself, right, and my clients, we talk in Spanish and it feels like it's going really well. But some of like our documentation, right? Not all of our documentation is gonna be in Spanish, at least for my people,
Yes.
right? It's like our consents and kinds and rights and responsibilities. Some of them are not in Spanish the same way that they are in English. So I have to kind of translate on those things. Some of like the IA, right? At least I've talked to a few clients which sometimes they don't have their IA, or if they were given, they don't know what it is. And some of their IA, it's not translated, right? At least I have one client which I saw recently that we were discussing her IA, and she was like, "Where is that IA?" And I'm like, "Well,
the
it's right here."
The IA, for those that don't know, becomes a huge part of what the service plan
is
comes out of. Is developed based on the integrated assessment.
Yeah.
So
it's important that they have all that information, especially in their native language, because they don't know what it is, right? They don't know what it was said. They don't know, he said, she said type of thing. But it also kind of gives you recommendations at the end of the IA that you might need to know about it. We also like court reports, like judges, right? Sometimes they don't speak Spanish and they go to court. Like one of my clients had to go to court. They don't understand what the court is saying because it's not in Spanish. So that's another of the barriers. Attorneys. Some of my clients didn't have attorneys that were provided to them in Spanish. So it was hard to communicate with them because they had that barrier language on those things.
And things get missed, even though there's someone would say, well, they were provided with an interpreter, most likely, you would hope. I mean, I do think they were. It's required by law.
Yes.
But sometimes that can present delays in when that happens and things get missed.
Yes. I mean, especially because it's like in English, right? Like you will know when I'm getting disengaged with you or when I'm not understanding, because facial expressions are a thing, right? And in Spanish is the same thing. In Spanish, I think it's just a language where your gestures are bit more vividly and they kind of express a little more in Spanish. Like if I just were to like go back and talk in Spanish right now, probably my voice will change and also will my facial expressions. So if you are relying on an interpreter that is just like phone wise or just speaking wise, a lot of that is not gonna get translated because it's not, you cannot see that. You cannot purposely kind of translate that part of it. So it's kind of it's important to provide services and to at least to clients that speak a different language so that it better kind of serves them better, right? That's the point of also the oh my god, what is I'm blinking out right now.
The Burgos consent decree.
Thank you. I was like, hold on, where is that one? But that's the importance of that one, is that you provide better services. Otherwise it's kind of like cutting off the probabilities of that change too. It's like if they give them a therapist in English, and then we use the translator or like another person, half of our session is gonna go into translating things because it's gonna take double the amount of time for us to work together than it will be to provide a counselor that speaks Spanish.
Which would delay the progress in meeting the goals, which would delay the reunification.
Yes.
So you've heard it directly from the mouth of a therapist and former caseworker, and obviously myself. I've my observations and experience in case management and just being Hispanic and in and of itself, I can attest. So to leadership, if you're listening, I urge you and invite you to reflect on whether we're doing enough to meet the needs of the Hispanic population in terms of services, and just a friendly reminder that it's not just something to do as a best practice. This is a legal obligation. So the Burgos consent decree, as we talked about, it says you have to provide services in the native language, the native language, and help kids maintain their culture by placing them, having Spanish-speaking homes, providing cultural support for their identity and language. That also includes hiring and having Hispanic and Spanish-speaking staff,
At all
ideally
levels.
at all levels.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot of disparity in living up to that decree. There's some of that here at LSSI, but it's not just here. It's a systemic issue that, like you said, it's really wide. It's in the community, because we could have all those Spanish-speaking like therapists and caseworkers in-house, but the things in the community, there's a shortage
always
of
services,
of providers that can do the other things. And court, there's no, at least in Winnebago County, there's no Spanish-speaking judges. But just because it's a problem doesn't mean that we can't make a
solution,
deliver a conscious effort to make an impact. And this topic is really personal to me, and imagine to you too.
Yes, it's especially nowadays.
Yes, especially nowadays. Very personal, and I applaud LSSI as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. I encourage you to go beyond sending out a lovely email to the office, and creating social media, recognizing, but we've got to go beyond lip service, to be honest. It is our parents are suffering, our kids are staying in care longer than they need to be. There is no, there's way too many gaps.
Yes, I was gonna say there's too many breaks in here. It's just too much to fulfill in here. It's not really, we focus on many things at once, and I think sometimes we just kind of lack that ability to diversify our abilities to accommodate individuals.
Exactly. There's so much to be done, but if it's not something intentional, it's just not going to happen. It's too easy to just think, just go with the status quo.
Right. Yes.
And so that involves being creative. So how can we hire, recruit, retain, nurture, mentor, and promote? Yes, I said it, promote our Hispanic workers into roles of leadership. And even if it includes and involves being creative and
kind of creating diverse opportunities for other staff members to kind of follow through, but also to listen to these families that are not being heard. Like, so many times I hear, like, my caseworker, like, we don't have a good relationship, or they're Spanish or something or other, right? And it's kind of creating those points of supporting also staff into like growing their cultural diversity, right? Like all that training,
competent leadership,
and continuing that growth, so that also the staff, like I'm just from Mexico, right? I'm not super knowledgeable in like other Spanish-speaking countries like Chile, Ecuador, all of those places, right? And so sometimes it's good to have that knowledge too, but also within the same like agency, right? Like if supervisors are carrying cases that are also Spanish-speaking, but their worker is Spanish-speaking, right? And like also being able to understand also kind of all these trauma events that bring them into care too, or that some of those challenges that they are facing, and kind of provide to meet those
issues that might
needs.
Be that can be taken for granted. And if you're not an immigrant, that you might be facing other issues besides having your kids in care. Right. You know what I mean? And they're like very
insurance. Pressing. Yes, we like a lot of immigrants cannot. They don't have Medicaid because we are not eligible for Medicaid when we're immigrants. Well,
undocumented.
Undocumented. So, and like SNAP benefits, right? None of them's applied. And nowadays with all, a lot of the immigration happening right now, like there is just limited spots where you can get help too. So it's important to kind of, guide them through those needs too as well.
Yeah, didn't you tell me yesterday, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That there's birth parents that are scared to go to court.
Yes.
And they're intentionally.
They're just, like Zoom things. It's just like, that is one of those things, like less technology at this point, because it's very great to know where, you know, where ICE is. It's important, but some of them are very scared to go to court, because also court, what happens is, you know, you are removed from there, like once they have your order, right? And you have the right to an attorney and everything, but sometimes it's you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's not really, you know, helpful. You are there to, you know, get your children back, to, you know, cooperate with the court and do everything, but you're also risking your ability to at least see your kids, right? Because it's always that process, like even going outside, like coming to counseling. One of my clients once said, like, I heard that ICE was around the office, like, am I okay to come into counseling today? I'm like, I have to go outside and check. I'm like, hey, I don't see anything, but I really cannot promise it is. That's because sad. It's like, okay, you know, like one of those things, and like knocking on doors and all of those things is just kind of an issue. It's also another obstacle to get through. Yes, I had some kids need to go into traditional foster care because their relatives hadn't had this issue and was afraid to it's going to turn into something that she'd end up being deported. That is awful. Had to, like, didn't feel safe with her own, that being a foster parent could end her ability to stay in this country if something easily could go wrong. And it was sad that these kids couldn't stay. Especially because of those. And so what are we doing as an agency to kind of protect this? It's kind of one of those things. Well, I'm glad we're having this talk, because we're raising awareness, you know. And what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do like after this? Being culturally informed and like to be processing that, and how our kids in school being, I know that's another issue, how our kids are being affected at school and like outside those school, worries about their parents and all coming back. I mean, you have already, and like one of the things, and I don't know if this has happened, I don't know, but imagine going to school one day, you know, and like you haven't already removed from your birth parents, right? And you are like right now in foster care, and then you go back home, and like, let's say that, you know, the kids will have stayed at their family, right? And then what about if they were deported? So it's another removal from that situation instead of having that a close contact. It's a lot of things that go on there. Yes. It's not easy. Times are hard right now. On so many levels. So it's please have grace and keep, you know, be kind. Let's be kind to each other. That's true. That's important. Just regardless of this time, so just in general, let's be kind to each other, kind of promote each other and uplift each other and kind of help us grow. Because you never know what the other person is going through. Exactly. Either. So No, thank you. It's good. To know about that. But I'm enjoying this talk. Yeah, me too. Wow. Kind of want to give some more matcha after this. This is really good. So Maria, on a lighter note, let's see. What are your hobbies or passions? Did I just told you about my matcha situation? Yes, perfect. Your TikTok. Are you gonna make TikToks of matcha? Of your matcha making? I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna have that discipline to create my TikToks and going on that one. Hobbies. I do enjoy going to music festivals. I do love going there. Yes, I don't think I have one coming up right now, but I love that. What else do I like to do? I do love to do my nails. And if you guys don't know, you know, in honor of Mexican Independence Day, September 16, actually, you know, the wake up of 15, we have Viva Mexico nails. Yay, so I do love to do that. I love, that's a good self-care, guys. You do that yourself? Oh, no, you got it. I know, I got them done. Okay. I sometimes do that with a person, but this one's, I got them done because, of course, as you can see, you know, they kind of are a lot of work. So I appreciate individuals who do this kind of thing. A lot of, you know, a lot of Hispanics do also kind of grow into the nail part. But I love to do that. Hobbies. I love to listen to music. And if you ever see me here, sometimes I'm blasting my fun music over at the office. So that's one of those things. I love eating. I love cooking, trying new recipes. I try to create the In-N-Out burger sauce, whatever recipe. Yes. Well, we like to eat around here, so amazing. Love that for us. Please keep that
Bring it on in.
Yes, amazing. That is one. But that's one of my hobbies.
Oh, that's
yes. Lately my hobbies are kind of, trying to enjoy this September month that is where everything is going on with like Fiestas Patrias and everything. So I can attend as many festivals as I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me know. Let me know of
Absolutely.
Later,
yes.
I want to go. I want to have fun.
Yes, we should. We should have fun, especially here. We should like enjoy all these moments to do.
This is great. No, and I love LSSI. I have these strong words. It's not just to this agency. It's speaking to the system.
Yeah. A bigger
issue. But is there anything you're celebrating? Is there a win that you can tell us about?
A win.
Or,
I don't know if this, I think it's a win, right? I got to discharge three of my kiddos that haven't. One of them has been here since I was here. So it's been 2 years now almost. Ali's been counseling with me. She's been here for quite a longer, but she was discharged. It's a bittersweet moment because, I don't get to see her. And sometimes, we got that connection. But she went discharged because she returned home. Yay. So I think that's amazing. Aww. It's just it shows that, this system it is. And this is a Spanish speaking case. So
cool.
Mom is Spanish speaking. But they went home. And I think that's lovely to happen because it shows that, there's a lot of that great in those parents that they get to accomplish all those things and they get to have their kids return home. So there is always hope in that one. From when I got it, there was some rumors of TPR and then it just
termination parental rights.
Yes, and now we're back to that, returning home.
But what turned the case around?
Mom was doing what she was supposed to be doing, right? She was doing all her programs. She was engaging Amazing Link with all the programs that she needed to do. There was a lot of growth. There was no concerns, with I'm sure there was some concerns, right? But maybe not to the point where it was that consideration. And like I said, it was a rumor. It wasn't like something set on stone yet. But she was engaging with programs. She was doing, she was attending all her appointments. She was doing all her visits, and I think that's what it is. It just shows the grit of a parent.
Success story.
It's amazing. So that's kind of my win for at least this past 2 weeks because another of my kids, their case got closed. It's a little different because it's an INTA case, so they were to be at home and there were no concerns on that one. But he grew his skills, especially because he had a lot of trauma. But we learned to recognize, coping skills and understanding where our feelings are come from, which I think it's very important when you're working in counseling. That that clients get to know their feelings. Sometimes it's hard to recognize your own feelings and where they're coming from and why they're coming from, and then addressing those needs as it goes along. So those are my successes, at least for half of August to now. It's where it's going, and some of my clients are going to bi-weekly, and when that happens, it's like we're seeing progress. You're doing amazing. We're clapping you from the sidelines because that means that you're doing great. And so soon enough, that will be another discharge too. So
well, congratulations to your clients and to you.
It's amazing that you're doing that.
That's a great way to end our show.
Yes.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for
having me. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
So anytime. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So hasta luego. Bye.
Buen día.